30, 2050, and beyond. You knew that. Okay.
Well, it's me, Great Grandma Sage, and it's the year 2050. And my great grandson Leaf wants to hear about the early days of the Earth Charter.
Tell me more about Earth Day 2023, Great Grandma Sage. Last time you left off were Pasha and Paco becoming roving reporters.
And you remember what they were looking for?
They needed to find out who was doing what for people and the planet.
Ah, yes, I remember it well.
Ready? Let's go back in time on the web of love.
Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the web of love. Breathing in and breathing out. Headed back through time and space to the Earth Day 2023.
Let's look at the roadmap of the Global Nature Fest.
There are 100 booths here. We need to find out who is doing what to make a world that works for all life on Earth. We'll need help. Let's find other kids who want to be the roving reporters. The main stage is where we can meet other them. The kids from Caring and Sharing are up next. Let's listen.
And that's where Pasha and Paco met the kids who would join them on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. The Star Center Theater kids acted out scenes from the Climate Collaboratory, the musical. The Ensemble Youth Choir Orchestra played What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love. The UNA essay contest winners read their essays about climate change. And the kids from Caring and Sharing sang, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." And kids from Caring and Sharing and the Star Center Theater danced to Michael Jackson's song, "I'm Looking at the Man in the Mirror." And they all came out for the grand finale to sing,
We need to wake up. We need to wise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now.
and they marched right off the stage on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond, singing,
We're on a planet that has a problem. We've got to solve it, get involved, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now.
Let's follow them. They're out to make a world that works for all.
Yes, let's join them. They each have a story to tell. We'll need to get some videos.
Sorry. There we are.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Jason. I have terrible time with asthma. Sometimes I struggle to breathe. I found out that the coal-fired plant near my home was making lots of kids sick. And together with our family and friends, we got that coal-fired plant shut down.
Hello, I'm Felix. I saw that the planet is warming, and I thought we need more trees. So together with my family and friends, we planted 1 million trees. We started a global movement called Plant for the Planet.
Hi, I'm Alice. We wanted to put solar panels on our school. We went to our city council. Now people can put solar panels on all the public buildings in our city.
Hi, I'm Danny from Team Marine. We saw that plastic is a real problem. We did cleanups and got our whole state to ban plastic bags.
Hi, I'm Tanya. We used our voices to sing out for a change. We're carrying on a long tradition of young people working with the elders for a better future.
So glad to meet you all. You're really helping to make a world that works for all.
We want to know how you do that, too. Can you tell us?
Sure, come with us on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond.
Ooh, it's starting to feel a little scary around here.
Things feel out of balance. What's going on?
Hey, look! It's the stages of the ages. Maybe they can help us understand what's happening.
Born in a cloud, are we glad to see you? What is happening to our world?
Oh, hello, dear children. Well, you're coming of age at such a critical moment in Earth's history, a time when humanity must choose what its future will be.
Throughout time, generation after generation has risen up and made their mark on the world. Each has faced great challenges, and each has been a part of writing a new chapter in the human story. Today, our generation is coming of age at one of the most critical moments in history. We are waking up to who we are and realizing that we have a story like no generation before.
When we were younger, the leaders of the world got together at the Earth Summit to talk about taking care of the planet.
You need to find the people who are there or who wish they could be there. Talk to them and their children and their grandchildren.
You're part of the waking up generation. Keep your eyes and ears open and do what you can to make a world that works for all. That's 100% of humanity and the community of life on Earth, our home.
That's right. For more than 20 years now, we've been walking on the road to a better future with the Earth Charter as our guide.
Now we pass it on to you. We'll walk with you as far as we can, but you will live farther than we will. And you'll need to know how to live together as one human family and one Earth community. Common destiny.
One human family?
Yes, we learn about living together in the gardens of global unity where all things are possible.
You run on ahead to the Garden of Unity. We'll be there when we can.
Garden of Unity?
Yes, you'll see. It's just down the road a bit. It helps if you sing together as you go.
Come on, everybody. Let's sing.
We're on a planet that has a problem. We've got to solve it, get involved, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now.
And cut. That's good. In the next scene, we'll go into the gardens. Great job, everyone. How do you think we did?
And that's a question for each of you. Eden, how do you think we did?
So when you mean how do you think we did, do you think how we did acting overall?
Yeah,
I think we all did really good, and since each of us had multiple parts, I liked how we could change our voices a bit to make it seem like it's a different person playing the part.
nice. I like that too. How about you, Megan?
I think we did a good job this time, and I don't know, kind of representing the idea this time.
Good. And Grace?
I think we did good this time, and I think, we acted out the parts well. I like the video that was added to the play. I think it really added a lot of impact on the play.
Good. And how about you, Shannon?
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought you. Well, I watched last week's. So when these got recorded, and Sue sent them to me, so I did watch you guys, and yeah, I think it went pretty well. You know, you're every time it gets better, right? Every time we own it a little bit more.
So we're going to, oh, Deasia came in. Hello, Deasia. So glad you could come. What did
Hi,
you
how are
think?
you?
How much did you get to see?
I came in like the last 5 minutes of it.
Okay, so what did you think so far?
It was good. I liked how they acted it out and used their voices, and just the strategies are just good. I just love it.
Good. So let's go to our audience. We've got Farhang and Taranay here. Tell me, Taranay, what did you think of how we did? What do you, and yeah, how this is going?
Unfortunately, I came at the closing
Oh,
and I saw beautiful faces. That's all. But from far, what I could see as was walking into my computer. I think it was wonderful, the presentation.
Farhang, what are your thoughts?
I think they did a great job. I think we need to coordinate it a little bit closer together and make it a little bit presentable with the videos, the voice and video. Other than that, it was great.
Yeah. So we have to consider this a rehearsal. This is really our first reading through. And what I envision for this is that we're in the process of writing it through this workshop. And as I kind of listen to what it is that interests the kids as we go step by step on this road to 20, 30, 50 and beyond, and try to build that into the next workshop. And so, well, let me just ask, how do you think we're doing on that track? Do you like the way this is going? Does the story make sense?
Yes,
Yes.
it definitely makes sense.
And do you get any feeling like we talked about, some of you were in the Wizard of Oz. And so we've talked about making our road to 20, 30, 50 and beyond something like that yellow brick road and meeting some of these people along the way. How do you think the way we did it tonight works?
Creative.
So we definitely met some more people along the way, like Tanya and Danny, and they can be like the Tin Man and the Lion. Like we were saying last time, we thought it was the sages, but now that they've met more people, I think it's changed.
Well, I think the sages are still along the way because they keep seeing them in different places, right? And so that's kind of fun for me to build that into the story. And yeah.
One suggestion I have, if we have a globe or earth that can move around and show that way most people understand what it means going around at 20 and 30 and 50.
Okay. We're going to
system.
have to explain that a little better.
Right.
And in earlier workshops, we talked about actually we showed the timeline of Alachua County. Have you seen that yet? That we have from the 1500s going all the way to 1996. We have a bat, like what do they call that? Not a mural, but a scroll, 25-foot scroll that tells the story of Alachua County where we live. And so we are taking it from there and saying that in the year 2000, the Earth Charter was launched. It came into the world. And so we now have 22 years of living with the Earth Charter and trying to use it. And you can see how people are doing it. I can see it. And so I'm trying to help the kids see that this is something that we are working on together. And we who have been working on it for a long time want to help them to continue on this road. So let's talk for a little bit about how could we show that in a way that really is clear. And of course, everything that we're doing here is just like our first rough draft, right? That we're just
Yes.
doing it so we can begin to see it. And as we go, it'll get smoother and smoother.
Right.
But
As the younger generation writes this, most of those who are watching it are going to be of the older generation. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, we're planning to get these little stories into short videos by September. Short videos that we can take into the schools and do with community groups like scouts and different
All I'm
groups.
saying is that the vision of future, the past we have it, if somehow you could incorporate the vision of the future, that would be good.
Okay, so I think what you're asking is, let's go into
either astronaut or globe moving. We're becoming like one with everything else going on. As big a globe as we are, be a little spot in the whole, world.
Right.
That's what's important.
Okay, so we will keep that in mind as we write the next sections. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. So what I'd like to do now is continue, and we have some stories that we need to talk through so we can write the next part of this collaborative storytelling adventure. So I'm going to share my screen again, and here we come into the Gardens of Global Unity. Ready? This is my friend Adrian.
This is the Garden of Global Unity where everyone comes together as a family.
When we're all united, we can make change.
No matter our differences.
Okay, I want you to notice that they each have a little gnome that they're talking with, and you saw that on the slide as it started. And so for each of the 11 gardens of global unity, we have a little video like this and a slide with a gnome. And so we're going to be using them to help tell our story. And I'm seeing these little gnomes almost like the munchkins in The Wizard of Oz, because these are our little guys that are going to help us to tell the story and kind of get into the magical part of what we're doing in the gardens. And so then we are going in to tell a story in each of the gardens. And in this first one, where we are talking about, taking care of people and their health, and that was Jace's story. So what I thought we might do here today is, has everybody seen the video of Jasa? Has anybody seen the video of Jasa?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have too.
Okay, good. And so if you could tell a little bit about what was the problem that she was dealing with, and then we talk about some of how she dealt with it.
So the problem she was dealing with was at the beginning a little bit. She explained about how she had an asthma attack, and also like it's in the story she figured out that there was a factory and it was making lots of the kids sick, and so she needed a way to get rid of all of them, to get rid of all the factories that were making people sick.
She basically used the factories that are making kids sick, and even though she didn't have a lot of money to petition or any of that, she just used her words and help of other people, and she was able to shut down the factory.
That's right. That's quite a story, isn't it? And so each of the kids in these, the program is called Young Voices for the Planet. Every one of these kids that we're meeting are a real change maker. They did big change, and that's kind of what we are looking at. How can each of us be a change maker in a small way or a really big way, like they're doing? So that's one story that will develop, and we want to act it out. You know, if we're thinking about making a short video that would introduce, let's just imagine that they're coming into your, what would it be? A class, let's just say it's an after school club, that you come in and you see a little short video of our team telling the story of Jasa and acting it out in a way that kind of sets the stage. And then we want to tell her story, watch the video, which I think is about, it's less than 10 minutes. And so the kids would then watch that. And where we're trying to get with this is to help kids see that they are, and all of you are, change makers. And we are here to help you make the changes that you want to see in the world. Does that make sense? Does that sound like a good idea? Do you think
Yeah.
we should try to do that?
Yes.
So let's try another one. Let's go on to, this is Adrian welcoming you to Garden of Environment.
Welcome to the Garden of Environment, our home. Our earth takes care of us, and we need to take care of it.
Okay. And so where's our, oh, I know, yes. And so the story that I thought we could tell here is Felix Finkbeiner. Did any of you watch his video? Maybe not. So Felix is the one who he's a little German boy, and in fourth grade, he was 9 years old. He decided that he thought it would help the planet if we planted 1 million trees. And so he set that as a goal for his kids in his class, and they got people in their community and the wider community, and they planted 1 million trees with a lot of help all across Germany. And when they did that, they decided that they should go for 1 billion trees, and they got kids all over the world to help. And he started this organization. You see his t-shirt, it says Plant for the Planet. And they did 1 billion trees. And so he went to the United Nations and said, hey, let's plant 1 trillion trees. And so now the United Nations is helping to do that. And Tarane, I know you're involved with the United Nations. Have you ever heard of that initiative?
And not this particular initiative, because we haven't been able to meet past 2 years at the United Nations headquarters. But I've heard of the 2 other young ladies that I don't recall their names, but they initiated this whole thing. They're right. Those initiatives are very much supported. And as a matter of fact, one of them was present at the General Assembly presenting her thoughts about the environment. And one of these individual young children here could be one of the ones there, getting there. Why not?
Could be.
Yes.
You know, this fellow, Adrian, has been working with me. He and his sisters have been working with me on getting ready to do this workshop with you guys. And we were on a show doing a live stream with some people for, it may have been Earth Day. And somebody saw him on the show and said, I want that boy to speak for us on another show. And so he went and did that show with them. And somebody else saw him and said, we want you to ask a question of the Secretary General of the United Nations. And he put together a little video and sent it off. And the Secretary General is like the top man at the United Nations, the voice of the United Nations. And he answered Adrian's question. And the question that he asked was, when will we stop acting so much like individuals and start acting like a family? And the response that he got from the Secretary General was, there's so many things that are preventing that. And his final statement was, it can't happen soon enough. Let's do it. So there's just all kinds of possibilities that come out of this. I would love to help you guys to find your voice. They talk about singing to find the voice. There's all kinds of ways to find your voice. It may be through this play, it may be through a project you do, but each of you is a change maker in this world. So let's continue. And here comes Rebecca. In the Garden of Economic Justice.
Welcome to the Garden of Economic Justice, where everyone has their fair share.
Oop. There we go. So here comes our next story. Do you recognize these girls? Anybody watch their video?
I think I watched it. I don't remember if I watched the whole thing though.
Okay. So these girls were, let me think if I can remember their story. They were concerned that they wanted to put the solar panels on. And there's more to that story, which we would want to tell. But the idea is that they got together and made a presentation at the city commission, and they helped to get a law or a, what do you call it at the local level, an ordinance passed. It's like a law saying that anybody in a public building, like all the schools and the government buildings, libraries, all of them could put solar panels on their roofs. And those girls felt so proud of themselves, and it was a wonderful thing. So there's lots of ways.
I think I did watch this one.
Okay, good. So yeah, these are just more examples of how you can make a difference. And here's our last one for tonight.
Here we are in the Garden of Peace, where everyone works together like the bees.
Okay, and so that brings us to the Garden of Peace. And I thought that's a good place for this group to do what they do, because they learned to sing songs and do projects that would help to make the world a better place. And of course, with our musical, I'm hoping that we can get a lot of people singing a lot of songs. And so in this one, I was just singing, we're on a planet that has a problem. And I wonder how you feel about singing that like you did in The Wizard of Oz. You would be much better than me, right? And look who's here with us. Hey, Born in a Cloud. This is the real Born in a Cloud here. How are you today?
Well, it's a little chilly in this car, but I wanted to come and see you guys because I've been hearing all about you. And I know that you're the young people that are gonna be making a difference. So I wanted to come and show you my support for that, because there's lots we can learn from the way that we used to do things, but also to learn about how we can do them in the future. So we knew you were coming. My elders long time ago, they told us, they said, there's gonna come a time a time. They call it some people call it the time of the white buffalo. Some people call it the time of the rainbow people. They said that there's going to be people and a big decision has to be made. We either go together as human beings on this planet and learn to love our relations, all our relations. Those trees behind me, you can see them out the car door window there. And all of the life around us. That time would come. And you're here now with your voices and you're doing things for the planet and learning how to live together as good human beings should, and taking care of yourselves. So I'm glad to be here. Glad to see this is happening. So with that, I thought you did a good job tonight. A good job. Keep on doing that. Keep on. Yesterday was Earth Day. And every day is Earth Day, but yesterday was a day that they did a lot of paying attention to it. But we have to pay attention every day, right? Right. So good to see you. I hope to come back and spend some time with you. Tell you some more stories.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. Ah. So yeah, we are just figuring out how to do this Born in a Cloud, and we have a story to tell, but it's coming out slow, and we want all the help we can get. And I think that's why Farhang and Tarane are here to see what we can do to take this out of the rough draft first reading stage and get it into a story that other people can really enjoy. Think that's possible?
I think it's possible. I think these young people right here, this Grace and Megan and who else we got here? Eden and
Deasia.
And everybody here, I think they can help that happen, by using their voices. But first they gotta kind of, come down from that thing in their heads and go into their hearts. Because they know what it's like when the earth needs help and we need help in the world. They know that every day, each one of you probably have to deal with something you think about, what's happening in the world, or maybe when you go to get some water. We never even could believe that you would ever have to buy water. Oh my gosh, that was like who would think when we were growing up?
Yeah.
But our elders told us there would come a time when water would be like gold. They told us that. So take care of that water too.
Yeah. The elders, generation after generation, have stories to tell the young people to help them as they go into the future. And so that's what we're here to try to do in our own way. And I hope that this storytelling is going to be helpful. And I'd like to hear from each of the girls here what you think about this whole process. What do you think this will be helpful to get kids aware and active?
Sure.
Yes, I definitely think it will.
Yeah, I think it'll be like sort of a fun way for kids to kind of realize what's happening to our earth. And yeah, I think it will hopefully be a success.
Yeah, I think, it'll probably work. And yeah, people will probably like it. And
So what suggestions do you have for me and for Born in the Cloud as we carry this to the next stage? What do you think we can do to help make this better for other people? Yeah, Megan?
Maybe like see if we could find more people that would be willing to help, and also maybe adding a little more song, but like teaching some of us to sing it too. So it's like, maybe not all at the same time because the delay in Zoom probably wouldn't work, but maybe we could each do a little part of it.
So we've had quite a few songs now, and basically I've been singing them because I can't go fast enough through this to get to the videos. And how about if I send you guys the videos and you can start learning these songs and sing them as we continue down this road? Does that sound good? Yes. Okay. And what other thoughts do you have to make this better?
Yeah, I definitely think that we need more people for this. Well, I don't know if I really have any other suggestions at the moment, but finding more people for sure.
All right. Deasia, how about you? Deasia, you still there? Okay. Well, I'm going to ask Farhang and Taranay, what do you think about what needs to happen in order to get this presentable?
Little diversity on the presenters will help too.
Yes.
If it's Asian American, Black, I think
Sure.
we need to be world embracing.
Yes, indeed. So Deasia and some of the other friends that are not here tonight are African American, and we would love that too. So we're aware of that.
Oh, I want to say something about that.
Yes, please.
You know, I want to say something about that because it has to do with the earth is our teacher. So if you look outside that window kind of behind me there, you see those trees. That's a healthy forest. And it's a healthy forest because it's got lots of different kinds of trees. If it was just one kind of tree, it wouldn't be a healthy forest. But it has many, many kinds of trees. That's what makes it so healthy. And it's the same with us as a human being. In order to be a healthy community, we need all that diversity that my brother Farang was talking about there. That's when we understand we're all related. The earth and peoples, everybody. So we need that. When I talked about that prophecy before, when I said you guys, you're coming to that time of making a decision, it's your generation. They said that all the different people needed to come together in order to mend the sacred heap of humanity. Then we needed people from all places, all colors, all walks of life, all different ways of seeing the world in order to bring it together for that knowledge to make us strong. So thank you for listening.
And maybe some other language, like a word and two here, Hispanic or whatever, that helps.
Okay, or Ojibwe. I don't know if everybody knows that diversity. That our friend Shannon and Born in a Cloud are they bring diversity to our group. And so tell us a little bit about that.
We need to show it. All I'm saying, other people who watch it need to see it.
Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly. Yes. So
I'm Ojibwe. I was thinking about that language too. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was thinking about when this young lady was talking about songs, that we could learn songs. We could learn songs in some of those other languages. Like we have a song about the water. Simple song. Anybody can sing it. And it's to bless the water, the water in us, the water in the world. And it's very simple, you know, and it's in Ojibwe, but you can learn it because it's simple. And those things, so if we could include some things like that, or maybe a little something in another language. I just know a couple of languages.
You're so
Okay.
cute.
We will certainly try to increase the diversity of our presentation for sure. Any other thoughts before we close? I am just so grateful for all of you for being here, and for Angel, who's back there with our technology and helping us to get this out into the world, whether anybody wants to see it or not, right? And we are at the beginning stages of something that I think might be quite wonderful.
You will be, no doubt.
We've got a story to tell. Everybody has their own story to tell, and that's kind of what we're going to be working on in these Gardens of Global Unity. But we as a human family have a wonderful story that we're telling, and all these people coming together to mend the sacred hoop. There's stories from so many of our wisdom traditions that talk about a time when there will be peace on earth. And so now we know it'll be peace on and with the earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my friends, thank
Wonderful.
you. We love
Thank
you
you. It
all.
was great. It was great. Enjoyed it.